Hello, in this video we will cover operators. We will see arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical and identity operators, and here you see some examples of them. Now let's open Jupyter Notebook and show them on the code. Arithmetic operators are used to conduct mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponentiation and floor division. Let's start with addition. We can directly add together two numbers like 3 plus 5, and if I run this I got 8. We can define two integers, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 8, and if I call x plus y and run this I got the sum of them, which is 10. We can apply addition on strings. Let's define h is equal to hello and w is equal to world. And if I call h plus w and run this, I got hello world. This combine two strings together. And we can also do something like this. We can write my statement is equal to h plus w. And if I call my statement and run this, I got the same result. Okay, now let's get into subtraction. We can directly write 18 minus 10, and if I run this I got 8. And we can also define some integers like 4 and y is equal to 15 and call x minus y, and we got minus 11. Okay, this is all for subtraction. Let's get to multiplication. Let's do the same thing. 7 times 8. Let's multiply them and we got 56. We can also multiply strings with integers. Let's write a times 3, and if I run this I got a. Okay, let's get to division. Let's divide 35 by 7, and if I run this I got 5, and it is in type of float. The result of a division will always be a float. Later with floor division we will see how to get integers from divisions. Okay, let's try another one. This time we will divide 35 by 8. Okay, if I run this I got a float again, and I got some decimals in here. If I try to divide something by 0 and run this, I got an error, 0 division error. And let's make another one. If I try to divide 0 with anything, I got 0 as a float. Okay, let's look at the modulus operator. Modulus operator gives us the remainder of a division. Let's use it on 18 and 5. Okay, if I run this, I got 3 because this is the remainder of 18 divided by 5. If I write here 11, I'll get 7. Okay, if you do it like this, let's 5 modulus 18. If I run this, I got 5 because this is smaller than 18 and I got the remainder directly. And if I use it like this, 18 modulus 6, this will give us 0 because there is no remainder. Okay, let's get into exponentiation. Exponentiation is used to take the power of a number. Let's write 2 power 3. If I run this, I got 8. And if you write 5 to the power of 0, we will get 1. Okay, now let's see floor division. Floor division gives us the result of a division by rounding it down to the closest integer. If I divide 35 with 7 and run this normally, we got 5, but this is in type of float. But if I do it like this, 35 floor division 7 and run this, I got 5. Okay, let's try with another one. If I divide 35 with 8, I got 4.375. But if I use floor division in here, 35 floor 8. If I run this, it rounds it down to the closest integer. Okay. Now we will see the operator precedence. Let me copy and paste something in here. Okay, this is the order of evaluation of those operators. Let's see them with an example. Let's write 6 times, and I will open a parenthesis, 7 plus 3. And I will take the second power, take the square of it, and I will divide it by 3, and I will subtract 3 from it. Okay, first the parentheses will be evaluated, so this will give us 10. After that, exponents is in the line, so we are not going to multiply it directly with 6. First, we need to take the exponent of it, so we got 100 from here. After that, here is multiplication and here is division. First, we are going to multiply it with 6. This will give us 600. Then the division will take place. This will give us 200. And at the end, we will subtract 3 from it. And this will give us 197. Let's run this and see. Okay, we got 197. And this is the order of evaluation of those operators. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables. Let's see an example. Let's write x is equal to 6 and x is 6 now. And let's write y is equal to x plus 3. And if I run this by calling y, we got y is equal to 9 in here. Okay. And you can also write y is equal to y plus 5. And if I call y again, I got y is equal to 14. Okay, you can use this equals operator actually, of course, with strings. Let's say cat is equal to the cat's name is Maya, and if I run cat, I got Maya. Okay, now let's see plus equals operator. Let's write y is equal to 9 again here. Okay, after that add a new line. And I will comment here y is equal to y plus 5 as we did before. By the way, you can use hashtags to write comments in your code. Okay, there is another way to do this, and it is using plus equals sign. And you write y plus equals 5 in here. And if you run for, if you call y in here and run this, you will get 14 in the same way as we did before. So this is equals to this, and those minus equals, multiply equals, and division equals operators are doing the same thing. And let's see some examples of them also. Let's write y is equal to 9 again. 9 again. Okay. Let's comment in here y is equal to y minus 6. Okay, rather than writing this, I'll write y is not equal to minus equal to 6, and if I call y, I will get 3. Again, let's write y is equal to 9. And write in a comment y is equal to y times 3. Okay, and we can do it this way, y multiply equals to 3, and if I call y, I'll get 27, like this. Let's see division equals, I'll write y is equal to 9 again, add a new cell, and this will be equal to doing this, y is equal to y divided by 3, let's say. Okay, y division equals 3, and if I call y in here and run the cell, I'll get 3. We can also do this with modules operator. Let's write y is equal to 9 again. Run this, add another cell, and y is equal to y modulus 5. We are going to do the same thing with this. Y modulus equals 5, and this will give us 4 if I call this. Okay, with floor division, let's write y is equal to 9 again. Run this and add another cell. And we are going to perform this operation. Y is equal to y floor division 2. This should give us 4. Okay, let's write it in with this operator. The floor division equals 2, and if I call y, I'll get 4. And for the last time, for the last thing, we are going to do this with exponentiation operator. Y is equal to 9. Call this one, and in here, let's comment that y is equal to y squared. Rather than this, we'll write y squared equals 2, and we will get y is equal to 81. Okay, let's get started with the comparison operators. This double equal sign checks if the two values are equal or not. Let's write 2 is equal to 2. This will check if those two are equal, and it will return true or false according to this. Let's run this and we'll see true. Let's add some new cells in here. Okay, now let's check 3 is equal to 4, and this will give us false because they are not equal to each other. Let's check two strings. Hello is equal to hello, and if I run this, I get true because they are the same. Check another two strings, and do not forget to put the second equal sign in here, and run this one more time. We get false. Okay, let's check those two strings now. This is an empty string. This is also an empty string, but I will put a blank line in it. And if I check them, as you see, they are not equal. It counts the white space in the string as a character. Okay, for the last, as the last thing, I'm going to check if none is equal to none, and this will give us true. Okay, now let's check that not equal operator. This does the opposite of what is this double equal sign is doing. And let's take this one, a not equal b. So if I run this, this is true because they are not equal. And you can do the same with the other things, and every time it will return the opposite of what this double equal sign is giving to you. Okay, this is greater than operator, and it basically checks if something is greater than the other. Now we are asking this if 5 is bigger than 3, and if I run this, I got true. But if I do it like this, -5, if -5 is bigger than 3, and run this, this will give us false. And this is less than operator. It does the same thing, but in the opposite way. Is 3 is less than 5, this will give us true. And if you do it another way, let's write 3 is less than 3. This will give us false because they are equal. Greater than equal to operator returns true if the first value you write is bigger, larger than, greater than the second one. And also it returns true if the two values are the same. Let's write greater than or equal to 5, and it returns true in this situation. As you remember, this one was not returning true, it was returning false in this situation. Okay, this does the same thing. Let's write 3 is less than or equal to 3, and if I run this, I got true, but we get false with this operator. Okay, now it's time to talk about logical operators and, or, and not. Those operators take conditions around them. They are true-false conditions, and they will return true or false at the end according to the values of those conditions. Let's write true and true. If I run this, we will get true, and this is the only way that we can get true from an AND operator, both sides need to be true. Let's write some other conditions. I write true and false. Okay, right, false and true. Actually, the order is not important. And false and false. Okay, now those three will return false because we are using an AND operator in here. Okay, now let's write another expression. Let's say x is equal to 5. And I write x is greater than 3. This is true. And x is less than 10. Since both conditions are true, this will return true. Let's write another expression. I write the same thing, x is greater than 3. This is true. And if I write something in here which value is false, like x is less than 4, and if I run this, at the end we will get false from the AND operator. Okay, let's see OR operator. I'll write true or true. Add some cells in here. False or true, true or false, and false or false. For an OR operator to return true, just one true statement is enough. So those three cells will return true, but this one will return false because there is not even just one true condition around OR operator. Let's run all of them and see the results. As you see, we got true from those three and we got false from false or false. Let's make it with an expression. I'll write x is equal to 5 again, and x is greater than 3. This is true. Or x is smaller than less than 10. If I run this, since both conditions are true, we got true. And if I write x is equal to x is greater than 3, or x is smaller than 1. This is false, but since this condition is true, this will return true. Okay, let's see not operator. This will return the opposite of the condition. If I write not true and run this, this will return false. Let's see some other examples. If I write not false, this will of course return true. And let's check it with some conditions. Not 2 equals true. This normally returns true, but when since we are using not, this will return false. Not hello equal world. This will return false, but we are using not, so this will return true at the end. Okay. Now let's see identity operators. Identity operators may look like the comparison operators, especially like the equals sign, but they are not the same because comparison operators checks the values of the variables, but identity operators compares the memory locations of the objects. Let's see an example. I will write x is equal to a list and the values will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's copy and paste this and call it y. And I will define another variable and assign x to it. Let's compare x and y using the equals sign, the comparison operator. If I run this, I'll get true because this operator checks if the values are the same and they are identical, so we got true. But if I use x is operator in here, this will look for the objects in the memory, and since we have defined those lists separately, they are pointing out to different objects in the memory, and if I run this, I will get false. And let's compare x with z. If I run this, I'll get true because since I have assigned x to z, they are pointing out the same object in the memory, which is this list. Okay, is not operator is doing the same thing, but let's write it in here. This will return the result from true to false and false to true. I'm not going to give another example for it. This may seem a little complicated, but I want you to know that there are some usages like this. Okay, now let's see membership operators. Let's create another list in here. My list is equal to 1, 2, and 3 again. And with this operator in membership operators, we are going to check that if something is in this list or not. I will write 2 in my list and I run this. This will return true because 2 is in my list. Okay, and if I create another cell and if I write 4 in my list and if I run this, I got false. And let's do it with nothing. 4 not in my list. It is not in my list, so this will return true. And if I write 3 not in my list and run this, I'll get false because it is in my list. Okay, this was the operators.